We'll move the conversation on a little bit today.
I love how you say let go.
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, let's focus on him because he is going to be guiding Man United for the rest of the season. Of course, a great himself as a player. 2 spells in Molde as a coach. He won 2 league titles and a Norwegian Cup. And of course, the 9 months in the Premier League at Cardiff City that most people remember, that resulted in the Bluebirds' relegation. So what do you make of this appointment and really the whole coaching package, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and who else comes with him as well?
Well, I think it's important that Mike Phelan is coming back in because he was a rock for a long time for Sir Alex Ferguson. He's very good with the players. He knows the players, and you need that. You need to have somebody that can, because this is a group that needs a kick up the backside, but by the looks of them, they need an arm around them as well. Solskjaer getting this temporary is only. I mean, let's put it another way. If Ole Gunnar Solskjaer had never played for Manchester United, he would never have been within a million miles of this job. This is just about getting somebody in who the fans know, who's got a little bit of management experience, and who can maybe put a smile back on the face for the short term until they can sort themselves out. It's nothing more than that. Yeah,
he's clearly someone who cares deeply about Manchester United, Stevie. But is that enough? The reaction, I think, has been somewhat mixed from United fans.
Well, I think it is enough for now, and it will be for the rest of the year. You know, he's not been brought in here because of his CV as a coach. He's brought in because he will bring a feel-good factor. He will calm the place down. I think he will get the players off edge. The players clearly walk through the doors at Old Trafford and are on edge. They're wondering what's coming next. So this guy, 100%, will not get the job full time, but will let everybody breathe a little and relax. And hopefully that will mean that they will perform better on the field.
Raph, what was your immediate reaction to the Solskjaer appointment?
Well, I thought it was interesting that right from the start, Man United said that this is just an interim replacement. They were not even trying to sell this as a possible, Solari-type situation or Zidane, that he might get the job. It's very, very clear he's only there to keeping the bench warm until the man that they really want will come in. So it's an interesting concept, if you will, very unusual at a club of the size of Man United. And they have very little to lose. If he doesn't improve the team, people will not blame him. If he does improve a little bit, as I think we can expect him to, then already the job is done. So I think it's a fairly comfortable position to be in. But the real question will still be, can United get who they want to get for next season?
I mean, there's no real expectation, as Raph said, is there? So, I mean, it's not as if anybody's going to take any heat, both from the coaching, managing, or indeed Ed Woodward, because all the fans are interested in, as Raph said, they've made it clear this is short term. The only thing they're interested in is, well, getting some results, seeing some better football, but knowing who's going to be coming in. I think that's what the key thing is that they're interested in. What always kind of makes me laugh a little bit is when I hear this, well, he understands the football club and, he's part of the club. It's all you're looking for is a good manager.
Right.
Jurgen Klopp isn't part of Liverpool's fabric. Arsene Wenger was never part of Arsenal's fabric. Sir Alex Ferguson was never part of Man United's fabric.
Yeah.
It's good management. So long-term, that's what they're looking for. Short-term, what they want is to quit the negative headlines, to quit the toxic atmosphere and put a smile back in the faces, for God's sake, of both players and supporters.
Raph, just quickly to go back to your point, do you think United will eventually get the man they want?
Well, they'll have to try and push very hard. I think Pochettino is the number one candidate. I don't think it's a big secret that he is the guy they want. And it'll be down to him, I think, because as crazy as £34 million release fee, if you can call it that, sounds, for a manager who will improve a team as much as he has improved Spurs, it's really nothing. It's a drop in the ocean. So if he says he wants to do it, then they will get him.
It's a snowball effect, though, isn't it? And we were talking earlier, if it does happen and it's an if, and Daniel Levy will have a huge say in it, and he may promise Pochettino the earth when they move to the stadium and all this money. He's got to make a decision whether he thinks that's true or not. But if he does go to United or moves on, whether it be Real Madrid or somewhere, then what happens to the rest of it? What happens to the Dele Allis, the Ericssons, the Kanes?
They go.
Yeah, and what about Mauricio Pochettino? If you're him, put him in your shoes. Do you go? No questions asked at all. Absolutely. If that offer comes, not 100%, not even a question. No?
Whether you're a player or a coach, you don't get the chance to, as a coach particularly, be in charge of one of the biggest teams in the world, and will have the financial backing to get this team where he wants it to be. He's not. If you think of what he's done at Tottenham, he's done a fantastic job. We all say he hasn't won any trophies, and he's not fighting for the Premier League. But he's under financial restrictions that none of the other teams, particularly City and United, are under. So if I'm Pochettino, I take the opportunity when it comes, because it might never come along again.
But that part of building the project would be used as the argument why he wouldn't take it. He's been with this group of players for, 4 or 5 years, new stadium coming. Why leave that for a little bit of a messy situation at the moment? Greg?
Because you can't keep trying to produce miracles within the financial constraints that Tottenham kind of have, and they've got a wage structure. They'll have a ceiling on transfer fees. It is a big job. Look, there's no getting away from it. The United job could scare 1 or 2 off with the rebuild. It could. But as Stevie said, they've got the clout. They've got the clout to go and compete in the transfer market, as long as they identify the right players, which is another subject about the structure behind the scenes with technical directors and sporting directors. So they're going to have to get all the regs in the right basket.